1 minute to go, folks. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming to the council meeting. This time I'd like to ask everybody to stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is convened in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey. Let the official minutes reflect that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publishing a notice in the Asbury Park Press on Friday, March 8, 2024, the Star Ledger, and also posting same on the Town Hall Bulletin Board for such notices and filing same with the Township Clerk. This meeting was also posted on the Township webpage.
Councilman Sikosi.
Here.
Councilman Lamb.
Here.
Councilman Loebman.
Here.
Councilman Nivison.
Here.
Councilman Quinlisk.
Here.
Council Vice President O'Toole.
Here.
Council President Coleman.
Here.
Item 5 are the minutes from the regular meeting on February 28th, 2024.
Move the minutes.
A motion was made by Councilman Lamb and seconded by Councilman Loebman. Councilman Lamb.
Yes.
Councilman Loebman. Councilman Sikosi.
No.
Councilman Nivison.
Yes.
Councilman Quinlisk.
Yes.
Council Vice President O'Toole.
Yes.
Council President Coleman.
Yes.
There are no honoring resolutions or presentations. Moving to item 7. Item 7 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, adjusting and establishing the amount of the 2024 budget of Fire District Number 2 pursuant to NJSA 40A:14-78.5.
Any comments? If not, then I'd like to call for a vote.
I make a motion.
Second.
A motion was made by Council Vice President O'Toole and seconded by Councilman Lamb. Council Vice President O'Toole.
Yes.
Councilman Lamb.
Yes.
Councilman Sikosi.
Yes.
Councilman Loebman.
Yes.
Councilman Nivison.
Yes.
Councilman Quinlisk.
I'm still a 17-year member of the Pleasant Plains Volunteer Fire Department, so I have to abstain.
Council President Coleman.
Yes.
Item 8 is a resolution of the Township Council, Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, introducing, approving, and establishing the date for a public hearing on the 2024 Toms River Special Improvement District budget.
Motion made.
Second.
A motion was made by Council Vice President O'Toole and seconded by Councilman Lamb. Council Vice President O'Toole.
Yes.
Councilman Lamb.
Yes.
Councilman Sikosi.
I'm voting under protest and duress. I just got this on the agenda a little over 3 hours ago, but I'm going to vote yes.
Councilman Loebman.
Yes.
Councilman Nivison.
Yes.
Councilman Quinlisk.
Yes.
Council President Coleman.
Yes.
Moving to the consent agenda, all matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no discussion of these items. If discussion is desired on any item, that item will be considered separately.
Motion made.
Second.
A motion is made by Council Vice President O'Toole and seconded by Councilman Nivison.
Council President,
Yes, sir.
may I please do a roll call on C, or no?
We haven't gotten there yet.
All right.
Well,
He-
a motion seems to be made to
Oh,
vote on the
consent agenda.
entirety of the
I'm
consent
sorry.
agenda.
I apologize. Yes. Let's back up then, okay? Are there any resolutions that you'd like to hold for further discussion?
I would like to have a roll call on C.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other problems with A or B?
I would like an opportunity just to speak on B,
Okay.
Council President.
Proceed.
I want to thank the council. Well,
I'm sorry,
yeah, let's vote on
can we
it
take a
first.
vote to approve the consent agenda except for items B and item C?
Okay. So moved.
Take a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
A motion to approve the consent agenda except for items B and C was made by Council President Coleman and seconded by Councilman Loebman. Council President Coleman?
Yes.
Councilman Loebman? Yes. Councilman Sokozy?
Yes.
Councilman Lamb?
Yes.
Councilman Nivison?
Yes.
Councilman Quinlisk?
Yes.
Council Vice President O'Toole?
Yes.
Okay, Dave, you were first, so you're on it for letter C.
If you prefer, you could let the mayor go first.
Whatever you want.
It's up to you.
No, you still go
Okay.
first.
All right, I just have a couple questions. Is this a temporary signing of the checks? Is it going to be permanent? Or how long? Because I don't think this was ever done before.
Council President, may I? Or or perhaps Mr. McGuckin would like to opine.
There's nothing inappropriate with the Township Business Administrator being the signer of checks. I assume this is because our CFO may not be with us much longer and is going to be leaving us.
I can't hear you,
I'm sorry?
Township Attorney.
There's nothing wrong with having the Township's Business Administrator be the signer of checks, since it's my understanding our CFO will shortly be leaving the Township, so someone's got to sign them.
I'm also authorized to sign
The mayor's
checks as
also-
well,
Okay.
but if you needed to sign a check immediately and I weren't present, there has to be someone else, or suppose I died, or
Okay, I understand.
there has to
that.
be somebody that signs off for
So,
payroll.
So when the new CFO is appointed, he won't be signing checks anymore? Is that my understanding?
No, the CFO would absolutely have to sign checks, Mr. Sokolos.
Okay, but the business administrator, will not be signing the checks after the new appointment?
Once the... No, but I think he would still be authorized to do so. And as he would normally be, but I think in this situation, Mr. Solanas took on this job after reorg. But ordinarily, I believe the BA, the CFO, and the mayor are always authorized to sign checks. So Mayor Hill and Mr. Amoruso, they were all,
I don't recall, Mr.
well, that's a long time ago, years and years ago, when we voted on those kind of things, so.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
Dave. Okay, Mayor, Resolution B. Oh, wait, should we vote on C first? Okay. Let's have a vote on Resolution C, please.
Motion made.
Motion.
A motion is made by Council Vice President O'Toole and seconded by Councilman Lamb. Council Vice President O'Toole?
Yes.
Councilman Lamb?
Yes.
Councilman Sokozy?
I would have no problem with this if it was a temporary thing, but we need checks and balances in Town Hall, so I have to vote no.
Councilman Loebman?
Yes.
Councilman Nivison?
Yes.
Councilman Quinlisk?
Yes.
Council President Coleman?
Yes. Okay, Resolution B, Mayor.
I just want to thank the council in advance for supporting this road elevation study. The town has identified over 20 roads that are prone to regular flooding. The prior administration had a 10-year timetable for fixing these roads. I'd like to get them all done in my first term. Residents shouldn't have to wade through knee-deep water to their homes for the next 10 years. This study will prioritize what roads we should be raising first and identify short-term measures to reduce flood frequency. Some years back, all the tidal gates in the town were removed from stormwater sewers, and that may not have been such a good idea. Again, I want to thank the council and reassure our residents in the waterfront communities that we are going to fix this.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a vote on Resolution B, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
A motion is made by Councilman Lamb and seconded by Councilman Loebman. Councilman Lamb?
First, I want to thank the mayor for answering my call, and we discussed upon, January about this issue, because there's some folks here from Wortley Beach, and they've been calling me month after month for about a year and a half. Again, I have a lot of low-lying spots in my ward. I'm along the water there in Ward 1, and this recent the rain events we've had on the weekends are just terrible, and everybody in Nortley Beach is really getting crushed. So we need some answers, and we need to get this resolved and resolved quickly. So I vote yes.
Councilman Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Sikozi?
Yes.
Councilman Iveson?
Yes.
Councilman Quinlis?
Yes.
Council Vice President O'Toole?
yes,
Council President Coleman?
Yes.
Moving to the approval of the bills.
motion made,
I'll second it.
A motion is made by Council Vice President O'Toole, seconded by Councilman Loebman. Council Vice President O'Toole?
yes,
Councilman Loebman?
Yes.
Councilman Sikozi?
I have to vote yes, and I don't know what's on there. I apologize. I don't
The
have-
bill list was emailed a week ago.
Councilman Lamb?
Just have to abstain from bill number 24-01265. Yes to the balance.
Councilman Iveson?
Yes.
Councilman Quinlis?
I have to abstain for bills payable to the District 2 Board of Fire Commissioners and Tech Elevator.
Council President Coleman?
Yes.
Elected officials' comments.
Okay, we'll start to my right. Councilman Lamb?
Thank you, Chair. Just want to give a special thanks to the Toms River Fire Departments, especially Tim Carson, Joe Duff, Commissioner Duff that's here. But we had a terrible fire in my ward on Bergen Avenue over the weekend. Our firemen went out, knocked it down, saved lives. Great job by our firemen that were led by Assistant Chief Dan Gorish and Chief Jeff Sears. Also, I want to thank Director Laura Picuro, who has communicated with the young family to get them back on their feet, and the mayor was leading that charge on Sunday. I'll monitor this along with the mayor to ensure the family gets back on their feet shortly. That's all for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Kinswick?
No comment tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Logan?
No comment tonight.
Mr. Nivison?
Just like to thank all the citizens for all the support with the emails and text. Thank you.
Councilman Chakosy?
Well, another good turnout. Thank you so much for coming out, but we need more people here. Please, bring somebody with you. You got to learn what's going on in this administration. It's so important. I'm in a turmoil, really, being here. We have another resignation in the administration the other day, and it's sad that these people are willing to give up their jobs, their salary, put their families at risk. I wish them the best on moving on and finding other employment, and I want to talk about the bid. Okay, I voted yes on the budget. It's about 2.5 months overdue. And basically the Business Improvement District in downtown Toms River was held hostage by the salaries, the money. It's not the township's money. They get a small percentage of that, but these people do so much for downtown. I bought property here over 30 years ago, and it was totally distressed and abandoned downtown Toms River. The only thing that kept it going was the county seat. That was the only reason. I saw dozens of business coming in and going out. We only have 4 restaurants left in downtown. Another one went out of business. Well, actually 2 went out of business. And then people from New York City just bought another place, and they're actually struggling. The bid does over 70 events in a season from April through October. And from 3,000 people to 7,000 people, that's 300 to 500,000 people that come down here for these events. The car shows, the food festivals, everything. And the bid was held hostage to put fireworks in 5 times for 5 to 10 minutes. It's a good idea, I agree with it, but they should have done it one time during the summer or in June, they should have coordinated it with Founder's Day, okay? The mayor promised to bring back Founder's Day, okay? I was here when he shook a certain person's hand and he promised to bring it back. He should have worked with the bid to say, help me get Founder's Day back and do the fireworks and chip some money in from the town. It's a good idea, but not to have 5 little ones every Friday night. If it rains, the bid still has to pay for it. So some people are gonna be let go, and his ultimate goal is to shut it down, and I don't know what the motive is. I really don't, but it's been there for 22 years, the bid, and this is the best I ever seen downtown in the last couple of years. The previous administration, by working with the county, closing the street, saved the few businesses that were left. So I want everyone here to do your homework. Look who's buying the property down here in downtown Toms River now, okay? So that's all I have to say. I wanted to vote no, but I want these people to get paid. So I would have never caved in on that. The other thing I wanted to say is, doesn't have to do with our town. I want to thank Congressman Corey Mills from Florida. He single-handedly rescued 10 Americans from Haiti, okay? And just look, I could tell you about Iran, I could tell you about Libya and Tunisia. Look at the administrations that they leave Americans behind, okay? So big kudos to him, but the administration did send in the Marines today or yesterday to our embassy. So that's a good thing. And my son is a Marine, and he's stationed in Cuba now, and I thank God he's safe. Another thing I want to mention is a former mayor, Richard Strada. He died at the end of December, and I really wish Councilman Coleman will authorize a proclamation for him for his service. Okay, I haven't heard a word about that, and he was a good guy. Different party, but he was a good guy. I'm also worried about our grants that are in the process. I'm worried about the administration and the running of this town. It's a $140 million corporation, okay? And then, and that's all I have to say. Thank you for coming, and we need more people here. Thank you.
Councilwoman O'Toole?
There's nothing left to say.
Okay, I just want to make one thing clear. It's my understanding that the young lady who just resigned because she got a higher paying job. She did thank us for everything we've done with her in the past. Did not seem to be any animosity there, but I think she's really improved herself economically, and I think that was the reason why she resigned. Also, as far as the proclamation goes, Dave, if you'll help us with that, I think we can execute that.
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank
Sure.
you.
And I'll talk to the mayor about Founder's Day, see if we can do something for that also. Okay?
I think it's already in the works.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay. As president of the council, I've been given the responsibility of conducting a professional, organized meeting without interruptions. In that regard, the following procedures will be used again. A total of 90 minutes will be allotted for public comment. When 85 minutes have passed, the council clerk will raise his hand with 5 fingers indicating there are 5 minutes left. When the 5 minutes have passed, he will give the cut sign to me, at which time we'll ask for a vote to close the public portion of the meeting. The 90 minutes will include any mass outbursts. Any individuals who do not show respect for the individual who has the floor by interrupting will be given a warning and will be removed from the room if the interruptions continue. This goes for council members as well as the public. and I suggest when called on to speak, please come right to the point, which will allow more opportunities for others to speak and express themselves. At this time, I'd like to call up...
Council President, if I may,
sorry?
just,
Yeah.
Council President, if I give Mayor's comments, please, thank you.
It's,
Oh, gee,
it's okay. That's all right.
I've done that every time so far.
No worries.
I'll get it after a while. I
No
promise.
worries.
I'm sorry, Mayor. Press on.
First, I'd like to say, Councilman Sukosi, if you own property downtown, as you said, you probably should have abstained from the bid's budget. I would also like to thank the bid for deciding to try something new. I believe fireworks will supercharge all businesses south of Route 37. You can't get into a restaurant on July 4th. Fireworks will bring in people from all over the place. They'll come in from the island. Vacationers in the summer will be coming back to the mainland to eat and to watch the fireworks. I also wanted to take a moment to thank the council and tout our record a bit. In our first 60 days in office, the council and this administration have saved taxpayers over $3.8 million. This was accomplished by eliminating 18 unnecessary positions for a total of $2.3 million, and the council canceled $1.5 million in unnecessary projects at our last meeting. That will go a long way in closing the $3.5 million budget shortfall we currently are experiencing. That's all I have for this evening.
Council
Thank-
President?
yes, sir.
I would like to address the clerk. If it's possible, change my vote to abstain on the bid budget. Is that possible to do a read?
You certainly can direct your vote to be changed during the same meeting.
Okay, so
Sure.
I move it to abstain, please.
Okay, moving into the public comment portion of the meeting. Please come up, and Maren Bennett would like to speak first. Maren?
Thank you, Council President. Maren Bennett, the Executive Director of the Downtown Development Corporation, also for Main Street, Toms River. We good?
Yeah, I'm dropping my pen. That's it. Just give me 1 second.
No problem.
Okay, you're on.
Thank you. Mayor, members of Toms River Council, and fellow residents, I stand here before you today on behalf of the full Board of Directors for the Downtown Development Corporation with an amazing announcement. It was with great pleasure and gratitude that we share the news of a vibrant and promising year ahead of the downtown Toms River. With the support from our mayor and council, we are thrilled to unveil plans for over 68 permitted events alongside 5 fireworks shows to grace the heart of our beloved downtown this year. This impressive lineup of events is a testament to our collective dedication to fostering a dynamic and thriving community. At the core of our mission lies a commitment to the prosperity of downtown businesses and the enrichment of the lives of our residents and visitors. These events not only serve as catalysts for economic growth, but also to provide invaluable opportunities for community engagement, cultural enrichment, and joyful celebration. As they embark on this exciting journey, we extend our appreciation to the mayor and council for their support and commitment to the revitalization of downtown Toms River. It is through our collaborative efforts and shared vision that we can truly make a difference to create a downtown that we can all be proud of. Together, let us continue to build upon the momentum of progress and innovation as we work hand in hand to provide essential services to our downtown business community and deliver memorable experiences through free events for all to enjoy. In closing, I invite each one of you to join us embracing the spirit of unity, creativity, and community that defines downtown Toms River. Together, let us write the next chapter of our story, one filled with boundless opportunities, cherished memories, and a vibrant tapestry of culture and commerce. Thank you, Mayor, Council, and fellow residents for your support and dedication. Here's to a year filled with endless possibilities and shared triumphs for downtown Toms River. Let us continue the journey together. Thank you.
Can I make a comment? President, can I make a comment? I would like to extend my appreciation for the bid and the fact that you did negotiate this in fair terms, and I didn't look at it as a hostage situation, but I believe that there's a very prominent position downtown that your organization takes care of, and I'm very thankful that it worked out as a negotiation rather than dragging it out for a long time. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very, very much. Yes, sir, come right up. And folks, if you can, when you talk, try to talk directly into the microphone. I've had several people from the back in the past meeting say that they weren't able to hear. I've tried to get people to talk to the microphone, but sometimes they forget. So try to talk right into the microphone if you
I
can.
promise you'll hear me.
All right, thank you, sir.
2 questions. Number 1,
Sir, can I have your name for the record, please?
my name is Chuck Lang. I live at 37 Cedar Drive. There was a contract that was approved tonight at your meeting. It says the maximum amount of the contract not to exceed $100,000 for road evaluation services. I want to know if that contract went out to bid.
May I answer?
Yes, go ahead, please.
So, no. Yes and no. The answer is yes and no. All of the people that are in the pool, it goes out to bid, and then they work, the way it works and the way it's worked in Toms River and in most towns for, I don't know, as long as we've been around, is there's a pool, and everybody works at the same rate, and ideally, the work gets circulated in the pool in a balanced fashion. So you pick from the pool who you think would do the best job, and people work from the pool. But to get into the pool, you have to fit certain criteria. Am I saying that correct,
Yeah, it's a-
Mr. McGuckin?
It's an exception to the public bidding laws. It's a request for proposals from professional organizations, because you can't just do a low bid. You don't want the cheapest brain surgeon, you want the best. So that's what we do with all our professional contracts. And in this case, not every engineering firm is the same. Some are better at some things than others. And so the ones that are selected through the RFP process are put into the pool. And then when a particular project comes up during the year, one of those that have already been pre-screened is authorized to perform a certain provision of certain contract.
I believe we just approved 9 tonight.
Yep.
9 tonight went into the pool, and they're all the top companies in Monmouth, Ocean, and the state of New Jersey, so.
Thank you. Second question, is there someone I can communicate with at the town council to understand better what benefits the vendors and commercial establishments have as being part of the Toms River Special Improvement District? And the reason I ask that question is that many years ago, the state was involved, but they established a special improvement or special commercial district in Lakewood, and they had an incentive where they only have a 3% sales tax in Lakewood. I want to know if that's something that's on the table that you're considering, or do you have to coordinate and communicate with the state to create that, and do you view that as a beneficial approach?
Sure.
So that was special legislation that was permitted for about 7 municipalities. Lakewood was one of them. The rest were all North Jersey Democratic cities, and one in South Jersey, excuse me. But our communities like ours were never be allowed to be included in that, and it would take new legislation and signature by the governor for that to occur. And the chances of that.
Yeah,
not
they
good.
tax communities like ours and send them to other communities. That's essentially what happens.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Make sure it's high enough.
That's a good
A little
idea.
taller
Good idea.
than everybody else. Still not high enough. There we go. Paul Holst, 377 Kettle Creek Road, Apartment 1. I'm also the CEO of Just Believe, and we're finishing up our 7th year of running Code Blue here in Toms River. And every year I usually send out an email, giving everybody the stats of what we do in your community, helping out the homeless, getting them out of homeless, and so forth. And every year I give out the stats. We were in the commissioners meeting last week, and we gave out our stats, and I wanted to give them to you guys as well. So I'm going to read off my stats for you. So far. So this is from November 1st to March 1st. We saw 170 unduplicated individuals through Riverwood Park Code Blue Center. 22 individuals through our Ocean Harbor House, which was a new partnership we did this year. We partnered with Ocean's Harbor House, and we were able to take care of families. I've got to tell you, that has been the most eye-opening experience for me. I've put people in motels, and it's a lot different when you're working hands-on with families, and they're coming in and you see the kids, and kids going through homelessness just as the parents are. It's just devastating, and it was such an honor and privilege to work at Ocean Harbor House, and I hope that they get their approvals that they need so they can get things going, because it's a definite need here in Ocean County for a family shelter. So we did. So there was 22 individuals that came through there. 99 of them were children. 10 people into rehab for alcohol or drugs. Thursday night bowlings, we took people bowling on Thursday nights, so we pay for that. So we average anywhere from 8 to 15 people, and we take the homeless and we go bowling. It's kind of loosen them up so we can build a relationship and actually start getting them into housing or into the things that they need, getting them out of homelessness. That's the goal for us. So we don't just give people a bed. We actually give them resources. We work with social services, all the different nonprofits here in Ocean County. We're not just, it's not just Believe, it's every nonprofit that we can connect somebody to, whatever that need is. So we did haircuts there, so we had people come in and they did haircuts for everybody, get them groomed, get them cleaned up. They get fresh clothes, so you don't even know that they're homeless because of the clothes that we get and donated by all the people behind me. There's people that are probably here that have donated to our organization, donated clothes, finances. It's really, really amazing how the community has come together with our program. 10 people's IDs restored by reentry right here in Toms River. They're actually right on Main Street. Great organization. 6 people received gainful employment through our program. 3 people were relocated out of state, so that's either we bought bus fare or plane tickets. We actually purchase it and send them back home or to family, whatever they need. Humana came in, so we had Humana, which is an insurance company, and a lot of folks don't know that they can get the care that they need. So another avenue of help for homeless people that they're not aware of. We were open 102 days total for our Code Blue program. I don't know why I'm so nervous. It's weird. I never get nervous, and now I'm nervous. 3 dogs were helped and housed out of our homeless program. I'm sure some of the animal people here love to hear that. We rejected 8 people because they don't follow the rules. So if you don't follow the rules, it's policies and procedures. And if you don't follow our rules, you leave.
Can you tell the folks what the rules are? Do you mind?
I don't have the list of rules.
Just like a rough.
So
you shared them with me once, and they're good rules.
Yeah. So they can't obviously do drugs. It's respect each other. Basic. Just basic stuff. Those are. And if you want a list of the rules, I can always bring them in because I don't remember them right off the top of my head. Let's see. 2 staff members became peer-to-peer recovery specialists. Got certified, so now they can get people into rehab even quicker, which is really good. And 6 members of our team took de-escalation classes and ethics classes as well. So, top-of-the-line training, constantly training. We do a lot of training just to keep people in check. This is my 7th year doing this, and thank you, Toms River. We appreciate your support. Thank you, Roderick. And
Can I ask you one question?
Sure.
Can I just ask, do you see the numbers out of 7 years, do you see them staying the same or coming down? I mean, what's the long-term, or what you see as the long-term?
So, in my experience, and I explained to Roderick, is, I'm seeing a higher number, a volume of people than I've seen in years past. I've been doing this for a long time in our community, and the hardest part is, you get 67 people, like I said earlier, 67 people into housing, that's families and individuals, but there's a whole other group of people behind them that need help, and they can't stop the dam from breaking, and a shelter is actually what's needed, a permanent shelter, not just our temporary shelter, but we need to really have a permanent shelter.
But it seems like you're more of a proponent of not just the housing first model, that there's, let's capture the underlying issues, right? Is that?
Oh, absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Because housing first just can't be the only ticket.
Absolutely, you gotta look at all variables. I mean, yeah, we can do, they put $2.5 billion into the system, but, that's only 12 months of housing, and then what? We're right back where we started because those 12 months of housing is gonna end, And if you don't build in, you give a man a fish, he eats for a week, but if you teach him how to fish, he eats forever, And that's really what we try to do is, we walk with them, and sometimes it takes a long time, relationship-wise, Like, I've had guys that we started working with a year ago, and it took a year or almost 2 years to get them to actually come into the Code Blue Center. And it's just that process because of trust.
Trust building.
Trust, brokenness, relationships. There's so many different things than people just say, oh, it's drug related. It's not always drugs. That's part of the symptom, but it's not the cause of the homelessness. And I think people need to really understand that a shelter is not a dangerous thing. It's a good thing, and we've proven that over the last 7 years. So.
Paul, can I ask you one question? I worked with the vocational school and adult ed, and you're probably aware that there's what they call Pell Grants.
Okay.
And I don't know if any of your people might qualify for that, but I would suggest somebody should go to the adult education department and take a look into that, because I supervised adults that had Pell Grants that paid for their whole program in training, electricians, plumbers, you name it. So that might be something to look into as far as getting people trained and getting jobs.
Yeah, that's great. So we work with Fulfill, and we got a guy in culinary school right now, which he's doing right now, but unfortunately our Code Blue Center's closed, so, he's staying in other means, and then we Uber him to his class in the morning, then Uber him back to, unfortunately, the woods or wherever he is at that time. And that's the sad part. Here we are, we have somebody that is actually working towards that part, but we don't have we can't stay open because we're geared at 35 degrees. So, that's what we got to deal with. And, we're right at the end, and March 31st is right around the corner. So,
Okay.
you know.
Thank you for all of your efforts, really. It's commendable. Good evening.
Good evening, hi. Oops, sorry about that. My name is Anthony in Raleigh, 1972 Bay Boulevard, Fort Lee Beach. I have a few photos that'll keep my words shorter. Would you mind if I just give you a packet each?
Well, normally we hand them to the clerk. It's a document that's being presented to the council, and then he'll pass them out around to the council.
Want me to do that?
No, he'll take care of it.
I'll wait until you have it. It'll be easier.
Do you want the council to see?
Why not? Would it be possible to you talk while we're looking? Would that be possible?
If you wouldn't mind, it would be so much easier if I could speak to pictures. The background is that there's new structures across from our neighborhood, which is the corner of 3rd Avenue and Bay Boulevard, North Lee Beach. It's a kayak rack in front of the wetlands, right next to Bayside Park. And actually, the photos are just about coming around. The first is just our neighborhood. My house is the little gray one right in the middle there. I've been going, it's been our house since the 50s, when it was first built. This week I got a text from a neighbor of mine, Gary. That's on number 2, and that's what he texted me, and I said, oh my gosh, what is this? This is a photograph from a house about 2 or 3 doors up 3rd Avenue, and that's the structure that's being constructed right now.
Just, if you'd like me to save you some time, we're moving them to they're going to be moved. So we originally spoke to OBVTA, identified the spot. We sent them pictures on January 11th, I believe it was, and showed them the location, showed them pictures of what we wanted to build. The association has been asking for more kayak racks. The location where the other kayak racks were, it was only about 12 racks, and we have countless numbers of folks who are looking for kayak racks. They thought it would be a good spot. They suggested Bayside Park, and we built it there. And there are, I think we have seven complaints, and rather than guess about who wants them and who doesn't want them, we know residents want them, so we're about to move them to behind the fencing, behind the tennis courts. Would that work for you? So is that
Mr. Mayor,
okay?
too.
Well,
Mr. Mayor, if you don't
I can
mind.
only speak personally.
Would that be all right with you, though?
Well, I think after I saw a plan, but yes, generally, yeah.
Well, it would be that, they would take that structure and put it behind the tennis courts.
Well, it's certainly better than in the front, absolutely.
Mayor, if I could.
You know what, I don't need to go through it. You can look through the slides. I was going to indicate that.
Just so you understand, what we're trying to do with the ambulances, with the kayak racks, what we're trying to do is be more responsive with the road raisings. We're trying to be more responsive to Ortley Beach and to the island, which we believe has been left behind for many, many years. I'm very sorry that what we did was offensive. It was really just us trying to do something positive for your
I
community.
appreciate that very much.
So-
One of the things that I was going to say is that the neighborhood wasn't given any notice whatsoever that this was happening, so this probably could have been prevented. But would you be able to, you know, before you move them, meet with the neighborhood and show us
Yes.
how they're going to be conducted?
There's an OBVTA meeting on April 20th. For the last 2 years, with the,
Well,
excuse- No.
the Taxpayers Association, we're very
Right.
grateful for what they're doing, but they don't necessarily represent me or residents in general, but be happy to.
So by a show of hands, how many people are here about the kayak racks? Okay, so if you'd like, we could talk when this is over. But, you know, you're more than welcome. We can go to the conference room or something like that, but
Yeah, when is that meeting again?
April 20th, the next OBVTA meeting.
But as I said, what we were trying to do is just give you guys some more recreation opportunities and access to the bay and a place to put kayaks, and there are so many requests that come in. We didn't really anticipate anybody being upset, but like I said, it looks like there's about 15 or so people here. So if you want to meet and talk about it, but I thought we could move it. I've already authorized the overtime.
Has the decision, can I walk away knowing that it will be moved?
Yes.
It will definitely be moved, yes. Yes. They have to get in there on a weekend, so sometime soon.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, I'm on the record. It'll be
Well, like for the
it'll be
last-
moved.
Mayor, let me just clear this up. For the last 2 years, I've attended most of the OBVTA meetings. They start in April and they end in October, November. Those meetings are attended by over 100 people each time. The Mayor Mohill, also attended many of them. The OBVTA, when I took office in January of '22, they were very upset because they said Bayside Park was supposed to be the original location, just for the launch. Now, the idea of more storage also came up because people felt they couldn't store their kayak there because they ran out of spots at the docksider. So the mayor, again, trying to answer the residents for the past 2 years, decided let's try to do something there. And the launch is a good spot, but the actual storage, the mayor listened to those few complaints that came in. Now, we got many people who just want to have a kayak rack, but the mayor answered the call of those 7 or so that reached out to myself and to the mayor, and we're going to have them properly relocated. So everybody should be aware of that, and stay after the meeting, talk to myself or to the mayor, and we'll let you know all about it.
Hello, my name is Gary Zampella. I'm also on 310 3rd Avenue
Sure.
in Ortley Beach.
Gary, talk right into the microphone. so
Now, are
we
you
can-
Sure,
are you
no
related
problem.
to Mr. Zampella from Jersey City, PS 27, now named after Mr. Zampella?
That's my fault.
I replied to your email.
Okay.
He was my principal in elementary school.
There you go. So you must be a good man then. So I do have a concern. Listen, I appreciate the racks coming in there. We have fellow kayakers that are also here. A few of the concerns we do have, and I agree, it is great that you're moving them, but putting them behind the tennis courts is a great idea. But I do have some concerns of that over too, because one, it's the placement. You're going to have to move you're more than likely going to have to move the swing set back more.
Not that far back. So in other words, it would be, I was just over there over the weekend, so it
That'd
would
be
be
great.
right behind the fence, running parallel to Route 35. So it should break things up a little. So it's directly behind. Truth be told, the swing sets, from what I learned, are not actually on township property. They're actually on state-owned land, and they were put there. So We're not even supposed to have swing sets there, so we can't put the kayak racks that far back.
The other concern we have, Mayor, is that we just don't want, many of us know that this could be used for storage. A lot of people don't want the kayaks in their garages, on the side of their houses.
No, it'd be cleared up, just like they are now. They have to be gone by, what is it? Right at the end of the season.
But I just don't understand why we can't, I mean, we have kayakers that go from 3rd Avenue to 6th, where the current rack is there. It's only $12,000 a year.
It's $12,000 for 12 racks.
Well, it's 12 racks, but it holds probably about 30 kayaks and paddle boards. And if we
24.
charge, my thought process is, if we charge more for it, say $100 a kayak or something like that, that'll offset some of the.
It wasn't really about money. It was really about providing
Yeah.
a lot more because we have that many requests. The last time they went up, the line went completely out the door, and it took 3 or 4 hours to get everybody through, and a lot of people didn't get racks.
Okay.
So they sell out immediately. It's a very popular sport. I like the idea of providing more recreational opportunities for people, particularly people who can't carry a roof on their roof and carry it around, older people, kids. So it's nice. You just go to the park, you hop in your boat and go for a paddle.
We'll discuss this afterwards. I'd appreciate some time on this.
Yeah, absolutely. I took up some of your time. Do you need any more? Or?
No, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Thank you.
You're next, okay, sir? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michelle Volpe, 15 Tunney Terrace, Ortley Beach. I understand the $100,000 road evaluation. Thank you, Justin, Mayor. We built our house in 2018 to FEMA compliance rules, town rules. We have had constant flooding, not because of too much rain. We've had 7 floods since December. We did not start flooding in 2018. It happened after when they repaved the road, and you were saying to make the roads higher. We don't want them higher. That's the problem. They paved the roads over the old road. So now the roads, not only do they crown in the middle, but the water, the asphalt is higher than our driveways. So the water literally runs from the road onto our driveways, which floods our properties and in many cases our homes.
That's the purpose of the study, is to not just go willy-nilly and raise roads, and it's to determine which ones are the worst, and need to be raised. And in some cases, there are these new Swiss valves, I've been told. So there used to be these tidal gates. If you look, a lot of these places that are flooding, they're flooding from the high tide. It literally comes right up the sewer, and that's because the valves are no longer there. So they're going to determine where valves may work, where you might need to raise, and we're going to try to figure this out soon.
Yes.
So they're already working.
7 floods since December.
And your street is
Tunney Terrace.
Tunney Terrace.
So in many cases, and in my pictures, you will see where Eisenhower and Tunney meet. The water just goes from one street to the other. We're just one continuous lagoon. The lagoons are not dredged, as far as I know. There are countless pieces of furniture, coolers, things that have been washed into the lagoons. We have the sewer drain that goes out to the lagoon, and there is no check valve to stop it from the water. And even with high tide, the water comes back up the sewer.
There probably used to be one, but what I heard is they were removed because they would get, dirty and clogged up, but I don't think that was a very good idea. And now what I've learned is that these new valves, they can be up the road, so they're not actually out there in the tide getting weeds and stuff on them, and they're up the road somewhere, and they get installed, and then they have like manhole covers or person hole covers on both sides so that they can be cleaned out and taken care of. So we're going to find out where they'll work, where you have to raise. That's the purpose of the study, is to and it's not something that's going to take a very long time. It's something that they're supposed to do within a couple months and come up with some real solutions.
Well, hopefully they'll meet with the homeowners as well, so we can all have our say, because some of the streets maybe have a different problem, but I know Eisenhower and Tunney Terrace and Tunney Avenue all have the same problem.
You got that?
So,
We're gonna fix it all.
thank you for that. Thank you.
Good evening. Paul Williams, Broad Street, Toms River.
Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Councilman, Council President. There's a quote by the late Justice Brandeis of the United States Supreme Court that I came across many years ago, probably 30 years ago. And it was profound for me in understanding things about our government. And this was at a time when I was incarcerated, and I was working in the law library. And although it wasn't by design, me being in the law library was critical and pivotal in me making whatever changes I was going to make in my life. And considering things that have been done at this council for a couple of years, and that at council meetings preceding the current one, I have occasionally made reference to the quote. And for the benefit of this council, the current makeup of it, I want to read part of it. The quote is, "Decency, security, and liberty alike demand that government officials shall be subjected to the same rules of conduct that are commands to the citizens. In a government of laws, existence of the government will be imperiled if it fails to observe the law scrupulously. Our government is the potent, the omnipresent teacher. For good or for ill, it teaches the whole people by its example. Crime is contagious. If the government becomes a lawbreaker, it breeds contempt for the law and invites every man to become a law unto himself. It invites anarchy. For those of you who have only been sworn in recently, you have seen chaos in this room. You've seen anarchy in this room. Some of that, some of you have blamed on me. But let me try to help you with the perspective on that. Anything that I have done in this room since you have been sworn in has been directly attributable to outbursts by our mayor and several council members who were out of order and that were never called into the order by the council president. What that does is it signals to me, and it signals to the people who are watching, that if they can do it, and it's right, then we can do it. I submit to you that it's not right. I practically have blood in my mouth from biting my tongue just tonight at the interruptions, although this evening they weren't as visceral as we're accustomed to. If you are not called upon by the council president, you don't get to talk. You don't get to interrupt, even if it's with best intentions. That is not how public meetings are supposed to be ran. And coming from the background that I have, as some of you know well, or may have been told, which may or may not be accurate, but I submit to you is probably even worse than what you've been told. I'm a formerly incarcerated person with at a time was very violent crimes. By the time I was 21, I had 3 armed robberies. I was legitimately a menace in this community, and I've owned that. And I have grown from that. And when I see my government that I care so much about acting in the way that it does, my brain misfires. Because it's abusive. It's tyrannical. And we deserve better. When the mayor, if I got just a second, when the mayor won the primary election last year, I came to this meeting and I said, unless my party, which happens to be the Democratic Party, gets their stuff together really fast, he's going to be our next mayor. And I implored him to recognize why people have a problem with him and proceed accordingly. I wanted him to be our mayor as a good mayor, not just for the mayor being the mayor. But that's what I wanted to take this opportunity to address you about this evening, and I thank you for not interrupting me.
Thank you, Paul. Anyone else? Ma'am.
Council, Mayor Roderick. I'm Lisa Colicchio.
Come a little closer. Yeah, that'd be great.
Is this better now?
Much better.
I'm Lisa Colicchio. I live at 19 2nd Avenue in Ortley Beach, New Jersey. Thank you, Mayor Roderick, for taking my call 2 weeks ago about the kayak rack. I have a follow-up question over some emails that we exchanged about instituting the Barrier Island curfew that is in effect from Memorial Day to Labor Day that limits the presence of underage out after 10 a.m. between the hours of 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. I understand that the curfew is going to come back for this season, and I understand that the curfew has to be reinstated each year. So I wanted to respectfully request from the council and the mayor to consider permanence, like townships of Ocean City and Ocean Township, New Jersey have done, so it doesn't have to be a resolution declared by the chief of police each year, to preserve the quality of life on the island, not only for the residents, but we're a family town, we're a vacation destination, the safety, the comfort, and just the orderly conduct on the island. The curfew has made a huge difference. I live there year-round, so I see what goes on all year. So I wanted to ask if there was a way that the curfew could become permanent through a township ordinance or legislation.
Is it legal, Mr. McGuckin?
Council President, if I may?
Yes.
There are 2 municipalities who have done that. They have not yet been challenged in court. There are numerous municipalities around the country that have done that and have been challenged and have lost. So at this point, it's been our recommendation to the township that if the Office of Emergency Management and the Chief of Police believes that there's an emergency, that we should implement it in that manner and not essentially put our nose out in front and see, because we'll get punched. We're a big town, and we would be sued in all likelihood. And I can't advise the governing body and the mayor the outcome of that litigation. So it's our advice to keep it as we're doing it currently. And if those cases are decided and there's a more clarity on ability of a municipality to do that, I'm sure the mayor and council would want to do that. But at this point, it's been our recommendation from the law department to not do that because of potential liability.
Will the curfew be coming back for this summer, for this season?
That's a decision for the Office of Emergency Management and the chief, and I believe
We've
that he is-
requested it. We
That's
can't
correct.
order him to do that, but we've requested it.
Is there a likelihood he will approve it?
Well, I hope so, yes.
We also just don't want to wind up as the lead story on News 12 New Jersey about the mayhem that happened 2 years ago. It's the reputation of the town. There's been a lot of work, and you've invested a lot in our township to make us a destination. We'd like to keep it that way. And the curfew, believe it or not, goes a really long way in discouraging that. I live right around the corner from Barnacle Bills. That's a perennial hot spot. So we thank you for understanding what our concerns are and what the curfew has done to help us.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I will support that anytime that it can be done. If it can be done permanently, we would. If it only has to be done every year, we will. We don't have the control of it, but we will definitely stand for it.
Great. Thank you. We're grateful for your support.
Thank you.
Robert Tormolen, 109 Messenger Street, Toms River. My first comment is the next meeting If you could have more papers up here with the bills to be paid. People came in, myself being one, and there were no papers, so nobody could look where the money was going. My second thing here is, I resent this comment that was made Friday, March 1st. It was sent in an email, and it was in regards to the animal shelter and the other issues, being the police petitions going on. And the comment was from the mayor. And this is a quote from the letter. There's a primary election coming up for my council seat. There's a very small group of highly skilled paid political agitators that are putting out lies to make a political issue out of this. Don't buy into this BS. First, I would like to thank the mayor for considering over 4,000 people that signed the police petition a small group. That's over 30% of the people that voted. And I don't want to hear that 70% of the voters voted for the mayor, because they didn't. 70% of the people that voted for the mayor. I'd like to thank you also for considering this group to be highly skilled. And again, I never received a paycheck. As far as being agitators, to quote a famous movie line, you just can't handle the truth. One last thing, I think it's great that we're having an Easter egg hunt. But when I look at the thing, the pamphlet, the flyer, the sign, whatever you want to call it, big capital letters, Mayor Dan Roderick, all capital letters, and underneath in real tiny letters, and the Toms River Recreational Department. Really? I mean, you got to put your name up there that big so that everybody can see that you're there. Thank you.
I didn't make the flyer. Not that it matters, but I didn't make the flyer.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
How are you, Mr. Coleman?
Good evening, Chris. How are you?
Good, sir. Chris Raymond, 111 Flack Street. I wanted to piggyback on what Mr. Lamb said about the fire company. Totally agree. The fire company did an excellent job. I did an open request through a gentleman's name, Sam Seaman. Police officers were on scene within 4 minutes. So, together, I think we have our first responders where we need to be. I wanted to correct the mayor at the last meeting, I believe it was. He spoke about, I don't know if it was to Mrs. Messina or somebody, about that captains don't respond to calls. Mr. Lamb's a supervisor. He's an intelligent man. Supervisors go to first aid calls. They go to fire calls. So I guess I'm going to keep talking about the same thing. I hope the mayor and council, specifically the council, really reconsider what you've done regarding cutting the police and reinstitute what is a good police department. You won't have this forever if we keep making all these cuts. The petition, which we spent a lot of time on, I'm very proud about it, well over 4,000 people. So I'm not here to dispute who the mayor is or who voted for who, but I don't think we're unreasonable people. We want public safety. The people from Ortley Beach are here. They want something, I get it, but without public safety, you're going to have nothing left in this town. So I would hope that you would reconsider and have a good St. Patrick's Day, Mr. Coleman.
Thanks, Chris. The young lady in the back. Here we go.
Dana Tormola, Messenger Street. I just wanted to thank the people from the animal shelter for their warm greetings on Sunday during their rally. I did go into the shelter. It did not even smell like animals lived there, let alone whatever has been discussed prior. These people actually care about every animal in there. They know their quirks, they know their qualities, they know their names, and they only want what's best for them. The total disregard from the mayor, I say that reluctantly, and anybody else on his side, I don't know where they went, I don't know who they visited, I don't know where they were, but there was not a piece of feces. And let me remind anybody in here that anyone who has a pet, animals have accidents in your home. So if there was feces in a kennel, That's unfortunate, but it does happen. It happened in my home this morning with my own dog. So that being said, the shelter, the people who work there, they deserve every bit of support from this town, the same support that the police department got. And the $1 million is the big question. We want to know where the $1 million is. We want to know who's in charge of that. We want to know where it came from. We want to know where it's going, because I know where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to go only to the animals, not to the facilities, not to the salaries, not to anything else, to the animals. It does not get handed over to the county. So again, I'm asking on behalf of the people that I spoke with, who were very respectable people, whisper, whisper, I want to know where the $1 million is. It's not funny. You're a disgusting human being. It's not funny.
Yes, sir.
Dennis Galanti, Tom's River. Up
What-
until...
what street, sir?
I'm sorry?
What's your
1149
address?
Cherokee Court, Tom's River.
Thank you very much.
Up until I was appreciating the conduct, the decorum of this meeting. I thought it was, compared to the several last meetings, thank you. Your agenda wasn't posted as of 3 p.m. this afternoon. Now, I couldn't find it. If anybody's interested, the fire budget, the bid, or any of these resolutions, they wouldn't show up. They have no ability to know what's going on in this town to be able to come forward. That needs to be corrected, okay? Thank you, Councilman Sikosi, for coming to the rally to help support and save the animal shelter. You're welcome. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I guess you didn't see me, Dennis? I was there.
No, I did not. Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, I was touring the facility.
Okay, I was out front just watching what was going on. And one last thing is, as of the last meeting, I asked for the temporary budget, a copy of it. And I was told that I was going to get one, and I never got it. Now, following that, I put a request into the township clerk, and I wanted to be directed to where to go find it. And I wasn't directed there. Instead, I was directed to your consent agenda CC and DD of the last meeting, and from there, I was directed to go look at that, and I was given a Schedule A. That's not a temporary budget as far as I know. And I also said that I know by statute, I'm pretty sure by statute, that the budget needs to be posted online. It's not there. I was directed to the fact that the clerk would talk to the financial department and have it posted. I didn't get it. I didn't see it. So where is it? Trying to do what I can. I want to see the finances, especially in regards to the animal shelter, and I need those figures, and I can't find them. Now, today, I just did put in an Oprah request. I actually mentioned Oprah in my correspondence with the clerk, and wording probably wasn't appropriate, so I understand that. But I did put a request in today. I want a copy of the budget. Where is it?
Councilman
By
President?
statute, it has to be posted.
Mr. McGuckin,
Yes, sir.
we do have a temporary budget, correct?
I believe we do. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure we do. Your CFO would not be signing a check or authorizing anything to be paid if there was not a temporary operating budget.
Right, so what happens is, what I wanted, there's a percentage. All I believe that the temporary budget is, and this is the CFO's doing, is a percentage of last year's budget.
That's correct.
That's all it is.
cap
So last year's budget is available, and I believe the resolution you're referring to, and this is the way it's been done here since before I ever was electing, but a temporary budget is just a percentage of the prior year's budget for every single line item that exists. So it's last year's budget as a percentage. That's it.
Mayor,
So-
correct. I'm sorry. Thank you, Mayor. You're absolutely right. That's exactly what it
Schedule
is.
A is all I can see.
Well, no, you can see last year's budget, which is up at the Department of Community Affairs, where all of them are posted, fulfilling the law. Every municipality, every school board, all their user-friendly and detailed budgets are posted at the DCA's website. So you would find ours there. Again, we're here for 2 months as far as the budget being posted online. If last year's budget is not up there, this administration wasn't in place at that time. The temporary budget as a percentage is calculated by the CFO. That's where the resolution comes from. And that's basically all I can say to you.
Because again, the clerk did respond back to me and said that he would see if the temporary budget would be put online.
Well,
would direct that
he's the-
question to the financial department.
He's the clerk, he handles records, right? But he may not really, no offense, Mr. Croglio, but he may not really understand what the temporary budget is.
Council President, may I respond?
Yes, please.
So I was told that the temporary budget does not necessarily need to be posted on our website by the finance department.
Really?
The adopted budget does. However, our temporary budget does not. The links I responded back to you, and I did respond back to your email today. I don't know if you saw it.
I
And
did not.
I also attached the documents from our website. But I sent you 3 links, one to the original resolution done at the reorganization meeting to establish the temporary budget, and then I sent you 2 more documents to amend the temporary budget and the Schedule A. So you should have everything. If you don't, please let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate that if I had seen it prior.
Mr. McGuckin, you're referring to the cap bank, is that correct? When the cap bank passed?
No, the
percentage.
2023 budget is used to prepare the temporary operating budget for the beginning of the year. The CFO calculates the percentage, I want to say it's 25%.
a portion, isn't it?
25% of last year's budget, that could be a different percentage, is then put in, that's the temporary operating budget to allow us to expend those funds, but it's the exact same line item, says.
Every line item.
Every line
Exactly
item
the
from
same
last
except
year
the
is the
percent.
same thing, until such time as the new budget is struck.
Thank you.
Thank you. I guess my next alternative is to Oprah each and every document involved with the running, the operating budget.
Nope,
the
all you would have to do is you would get the detailed budget. You could Oprah the detailed budget, but it would be much easier for you to just go to the DCA's website and it's up there with every other municipality in the entire state. The friendly version and the detailed spreadsheet version, the one that most people don't want to look at, every single item.
Okay.
So,
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Council. My name is Michael Cohen. I live on Stark Road. Michael Cohen, Stark Road. I also work at the animal shelter. Thank you to the 2 of you to coming out to the shelter on Sunday. We appreciate it. Now, the shelter is under continued attack by the mayor. Just recently, a couple days ago, Shore News Network was regurgitating his attacks on the shelter. So there's something that I wanted to clear up. The mayor is very quick to assign credit to himself and to Drew Chabot for the animal shelter's successes. He had said that there were 50 animals adopted this year so far, except the actual number is 43, unfortunately. Anybody can come and check that or submit an Oprah request for that. Now, I don't think that the mayor would have been so quick to tout that number had he done his due diligence and checked last year's numbers. So for 2023, up to this point in time, there were 58 adoptions. Now, that was done without you wrecking the adoption fees. That was done with only appointments, and that was also done with less staff than we have now. Whoops. So, one other thing that I wanted to point out, building upon something else that someone said, I forget. 71% of the vote to get elected does sound pretty good. But let's zoom out a little bit and look at the big picture here. So I couldn't find the 2023 statistics, but in 2022, there were 71,110 registered voters in Toms River. The mayor won his election with just 13,701 votes. That's 19% of all registered voters. That's a failing grade in any school. So, put another way, 81% of registered voters did not vote for you. So that might indicate that you're not quite as popular as you might think you are. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Julie Adamex, 69 Cedar Grove Road in Toms River. I'm going to wanted to speak about two things actually, but I'm going to change up from the animal shelter initially. I wanted to ask the council and the mayor to address the problem that we have in Toms River as far as how dirty the town is. This doesn't have anything to do with Public Works. It's not a Public Works issue. During the pandemic, I think everyone knows that people just started more than ever throwing things out on the ground. When you went to the supermarket, they were throwing masks, gloves out to the point that grocery stores started putting notices up. Please don't do that. The problem since that time has just escalated. People just open their windows and just throw out everything on the street. And on my street, there's a wooded area by the business district, and someone overnight at one point last year threw out like a 6-foot area of garbage in this wooded area. I mean, there was just no excuse for it, and then I had to call code enforcement. So many towns will establish a day either in the spring or the fall, which is like a cleanup day, where they engage the residents and the businesses to clean up their properties. And I would just ask you to consider that. To me, that seems like a priority. The jug handle at 166 and Route 37, that's very visible. You want to attract tourists to the area. It's an absolute embarrassment to see that bronze statue, that sculpture that was costs a lot of money, and to see all the litter and garbage that's constantly blowing into the bushes and everything nearby. And nobody's going to come to the downtown area if you continue to let that area of town look like a garbage dump. I mean, it should just be on a regular basis. It should be all that garbage and litter needs to be cleaned up and across the town. I mean, most people want to go to a place that's clean. They don't want to go and see all kinds of garbage around. So I would hope that you can figure out a way to address that issue. Then the other thing, I just wanted to talk about the animal shelter again. I happened to be going by there again today, and I came down Oak Avenue heading towards the police department, and we still do not have a sign identifying the Toms River Animal Shelter from that direction. There's one from the other direction and also on the road where Shogun is, but there's not a sign from that direction. And if anyone was going to go to the animal shelter, that is the route that they most typically would take, because that gets a lot of traffic coming from the direction of the mall and Starbucks. So I hope that that can be corrected. I brought it up at a couple meetings so far. It hasn't been addressed yet, and I hope that it can be done soon. And then as far as the number of animals at the shelter, that's been reduced dramatically, and I wanted to find out if you plan on opening the shelter up to accept animals again rather than having the animals go over to the county, because the reality is, as far as the feline population, their euthanasia rate is about 25%, and the Toms River Shelter's euthanasia rate for cats is much lower. So it seems kind of senseless. It seems mean-spirited, to be putting cats and kittens to sleep, or to kill them, I should probably say, when they could be coming to the shelter and they could be getting adopted. There's empty cages. We see it in the newspaper, pictures of lots of empty cages. So I would hope that you would consider reopening and rescinding that moratorium that was put in place in January. I guess the only other thing is if the plan was to my time's up. Okay, I'll let someone else take over.
Okay. Ma'am, I'll give you 1 more minute if you can wrap it up. Can you do that?
Okay. The only other thing that I wanted to say is about if you wanted to privatize this animal control, one of the things that you need to think about is the response time. If there was an incident in Walmart where there was a dog running at large, a big dog, a vicious dog, or Walmart or anywhere else, how long is it actually going to take for a company that may not even be stationed in Toms River to respond? Or is the police are they going to have to take over these responsibilities in that instance? Or is the police then going to have to shoot the dog and kill the dog, where if we had animal control like we have now, we have excellent animal control officers in this town, they can respond in a timely manner. So I think that's something you have to think about. Also, if an animal gets injured, the same thing. Are they going to lay on the street and, not get tended to?
I think those issues are being discussed at this time, so if you can just bear with us and let us continue to talk about that. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Good evening, Council and Mayor. My name is Robert Gray. I'm at 316 3rd Avenue in Ortley Beach. First off, I'd like to thank the Council and the Mayor for having us speak tonight. And I'll keep this short since we've already kind of resolved this. I'm at the 316 3rd Avenue is actually the corner of 3rd and Bay. I'm directly across from the tennis courts. And I love the thriving neighborhood and all the park brings. The basketball till the wee hours, tennis every night, pickleball as well now too. The lacrosse ball is being thrown against the wall. I could stand a little bit less, but everything it's great there. I'm glad to hear the issue's been resolved to a degree. I understand you're saying they're going to be moved almost immediately. It's not going to be reevaluated after the season, correct? It's going to be done now.
No, we've already discussed moving it, and
Okay.
I actually spoke to Mr. Frutenberg
Okay.
2 days ago. The only thing is I'm going to have to give these guys overtime to come in on a Saturday because they're starting to get all of the parks ready to go.
Right.
But we'll do that.
That's a consideration. Well, I'm glad they are being done, but I still would think that consideration still should be given back to utilizing the 6th Avenue launch spot. Currently, just so you know, right now there's 30 racks there. There's 5 racks of 6 per, so that's 30. The 96 that you're putting in now, which is 48 bays times 2 is the 96, I believe it is. You can carry the numbers to pay the $12,000, which is a mere pittance in the budget of this town. If you raise the fee, like Mr. Zampella said, you really can cover the cost. I just want you to consider that still being an option before you just move them back before the tennis courts. Because there are other issues there, safety. There's a lot of people there. It's a very, very busy spot.
Well, safety was more of an issue for us, and accessibility with the kayak racks being over there by 6th Avenue at Dockside. You have to take your kayak and walk down a very narrow plank and carry it down that plank. There are a lot of folks that are older and children that can't do that, and there aren't a lot of kayak racks available there. So
It was 30.
Yeah, I don't.
But yes, it's 30. And the one, I can show you a picture.
It's 30 if you want to share with, right? So
No,
there were
I'm not going to get into an argument on that.
Well, I can comment on it if you want. I can comment for you, if you want to hear my side.
Sure.
For the last 2 years, I've attended every OBVTA meeting.
I'll be joining
and these
you this
meetings. And these meetings are about 3 hours long. And I can tell you that the last 2 summers, most of the comments, I'd say about an hour of comments, were related to the kayak issues.
Okay.
No parking, not enough kayak spaces, a terrible job for the township to rent those spaces. And they always wanted this area to be the Bayside Park for ease of access, to be able to get right to the water.
Okay.
So that's what the answer here was. But again, we got to walk and strike a balance with people, again, that live right across the street. And I think that the mayor and myself are gonna achieve that very shortly.
Okay. I'll leave the rest of the comments later. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Sir?
Robert Burns, 531 Lily Road, Toms River. I heard some negative things being said about the mayor and this and that. I voted for him, not because I liked him, because I wanted to change for Toms River. The guy's only been on the job for 60 days, and I think we got to give him some time to prove whether he's worthy of it or not. And just remember that not all of us are strong in character in all areas. Some are strong in one way and some are strong in the other. Don't expect anybody elected to be strong in all areas all the time. I'm not. And I admit that. The other factor is just because somebody makes a mistake is not a definition of their character.
Thank you. You look familiar. Carlos.
Yes, sir. Carlos Amonsor. I live in Winterham. I gotta say, today was a lot better. So congratulations, guys. I wish I would have saw some of your faces at our neighborhood watch meeting, so you can see that crime actually went a little crazy. This summer, I expect a little bit more insane than any other summer. So we need to start watching for that. I've been going around Jersey for the past 4 days, doing Carlos campaigning, and from what we're seeing, crime is up. And the difference that I saw was the same crime that is affecting my hometown right now is over there, but that wave is coming towards us.
Carlos, you got to get closer to the
Yeah,
microphone.
sorry.
Thank you.
While I was at the meeting, you know, the crimes that our police department are fighting right now is the same weight that is coming down. As summertime goes, I feel these crimes going to get a lot worse in our community. So we got to start preparing for that. That's something, you know, the fentanyl is really getting worse out here in this neighborhood. So we got to start looking for that. And once again, we got to make our police department happy because we need them in these streets. You know, you guys getting it from somebody that sees everything. You guys, I respect what you guys do. I wish I could do it. But my eyes see a little bit different than you guys. And, you know, I care about my community because I want to do business here. I want my son to grow up in here. The other thing, too, is that I want to say is, you know, communication. Communication. You guys need to communicate more. And I wish the best to you guys. But right now, today was a lot better than any other day that you guys been here. But once again, you guys got to communicate, especially councilmen and the mayor. You guys got to find common ground. Now, I beg you to start including some of the public into some of your meetings. Get to know them, so like that we can make better resolutions for everyone, not just one area. Because he has a lot of ideas, but I believe that some of these people has great idea that you guys could combine and make it better for everyone. Because right now, like I said, I love the chaos, because I'm learning from you guys where to then attack. I play chess. So please, guys, let's work together so we can make a crazy, wonderful year for our community and Like you said, there's a budget, there's a deficit. Let's find it, let's eliminate it, and let's make all the tax payable for my town happy. But we gotta work together, sir, and we gotta communicate. We gotta unite each other. If we don't have that, we're not gonna work, and everything you do is not gonna look right, or anything they do is not gonna look right. And just sancocho is called in Spanish. So once again, good night, and thank you for moving forward, guys.
Thank you, Carlos. Well, I don't see any other hands. I want to personally commend the audience for adhering to what I asked you to do at the beginning of the meeting. This was my best meeting. I hope we can continue this in the future. It was very professional. I'm sure that the papers must make some kind of statement that this meeting was certainly not chaotic and not a circus like they did in the past. So I want to thank you all very much for doing a great job. Thank you. Can I have a motion for adjournment?
Can we take a motion to close public comment, please?
I'm sorry.
Your motion?
I'll get another 3 meetings and I'll have this down pat, I promise. Motion to close public comment.
I'll make a motion to close public comment.
Second? Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Iverson and seconded by Councilwoman O'Toole. All in favor?
Aye.
Take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
You better go see a doctor.
Anytime you have a problem, just turn to me, I'll take it here. Yeah, absolutely. Been doing this a long time.
I can tell.
I sat there for 10 years, so I know. I was Council President.